What's good, y'all? Another reaction video. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the Crimson Cure. Title of this video is Nelly's ex let him go because she knew. Okay. We gonna see what she talking about because I don't know the full story. I know Nelly used to go out with Chantel Jackson if I'm not mistaken. And they broke up because we see Nelly, he with Ashanti now. You know what I'm saying? The whole 9 yards. He been smiling ear to ear, looking like Mickey Mouse. But we about to see what's going on here in this video. What she talking about. I always like to see and react to ladies that's fighting a good fight. You know what I'm saying? In regards to relationship between in our communities. But yeah, we gonna get right into it. Let's do it.
So this has been going viral. Nelly's ex girl.
Hold on. All right, so let me read this real quick. So Nelly's ex Chantel Jackson said she left him to see if space would bring them closer together. This dude had a baby and got married. Ladies play stupid ass games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, I mean that's what happened. Interesting. I mean, listen. Here's the thing about that. That whole women come to you. You men, fellas. If a woman comes to you, and tells you, a woman that you dealing with tells you, let's take a break. It's either two things. She got somebody that she's interested in that she's seeing, and you didn't even know nothing about it. The backup dude to see if that would works out, and want to break it off with you, take a break because she don't want to feel guilty of cheating on you. To see what you gonna do, or two, she just wants you to chase her to see if you would get her back, or three, all the above. And that's what it really boils down to. Don't fall for the mess. If a chick tells you to hey, let's just take a break, be like, bye, I'm gone. I ain't never coming back. Move on, cause it's a thing about it when chicks do that. They just want to get things out of their system. You know what I'm saying, and vice versa. But yeah, let's ride out.
Friend Chantel Jackson. It's kind of going viral because she was online and she was basically talking about the end of their relationship or what have you. And a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, she played a game with him and you shouldn't be playing games. I don't think that she letting him go wasn't a game. There was a game she was playing with herself, but this wasn't it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let her talk, and then I'm going to comment on it because this caption somebody wrote, Nelly's ex says she left him to see if space would bring them closer together. This ninja had a baby and got married. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Or have this make-believe story. I left because I wanted initially, I guess, space to see maybe will the space bring us back together, or do I need this space because I just need to rip off that Band-Aid? So, and initially I wanted the space or the break to rip that Band-Aid off. So, but no, no ill will, nothing bad. Just sometimes people don't work out. People grow apart. Sometimes one person might want to be still in the situation, and the other person is this isn't working. It happens, Right. It just didn't work out.
This is what I think, because hearing what she just said, she has a voice of defeat. She knew in her mind that to Nelly, him him being with her, she's just a filler episode. She's not part of his main plot of the story. Just a filler episode. And she knew that. That's why she did what she did. That's why she did what she did. She knew that it wasn't gonna go any further. And I guess Nelly wasn't really loving her like that. Cause we see the result. We see that Nelly is with Ashanti. Got married. Cause that's what that's what it seemed like to me. Like you were just, I guess, a placeholder. You know what I'm saying? You were just a filler episode to get back to the main plot of his own story, but you're not in it. So I guess that's what happened. Let's see.
And that is all good. In the situation and the other.
Now, here's what I have to say about this. Like I said, people are saying, oh, she tried to play a game with Nelly, and I don't think the distancing was the game plan. Ladies, you have to know when you're the placeholder. You got to know. They were together for I think 7 years. I don't know much about their whole situation. Let me just say that. But I do know that they were together maybe sort of about 7 years or something like that. And who knows why they got together in the first place, or what the situation. It might have been a situationship. I'm getting the vibe that it was a situationship that sort of became, quote unquote, a relationship. But again, what was the conversation, if any, that were ever had about what this was going to be? Seems like she wanted the relationship. And here's the thing, when you're the placeholder as a woman, he don't want the relationship with you. He wants a relationship, but not with you. When you're the placeholder and you stay in that placeholder position, but you know you're a placeholder, and she knew she was a placeholder. Let me explain something before I go into that. That is why she did the distance. The distance thing that she was trying to do wasn't to play a game with him. It was to confirm what she knew already. That's what she was doing.
What did I say earlier? That's what it looked like to me. So Crimson Curse saying the same thing. I don't even keep up with these celebrities like that, man. But I can kind of gather what the underlying problem is of besides of what you're telling me. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of dissect okay, there is another layer to what you're saying. But you're not saying it because you don't want, I guess, not take accountability. You don't want it to say it out loud because your pride is being slashed away, or your ego. So and that's the thing too. So it really boils down to she was a filler episode to Nelly, and she knew that. So it was just okay, let me break this off and see if he will come back to her. And that didn't happen. Let's ride out.
She wasn't trying to play with him and try to make him chase her. She knew that he would not. She was confirming. She wasn't trying to find it out. She was confirming it. She knew and had been knowing that this was a dead end, and just being with him for the sake of being with him, that's what it was. That's all that whole thing was. She realized she was a placeholder. She realized he was just settling for being around her. Right? He was just settling for being around her. She may have provided some sort of stability in the romantic department without being the woman that he really could see a future with. Okay, and this happens across the board. Celebrity, not celebrity, it doesn't matter. So she was confirming it, and it got confirmed as soon as they, you know what I'm saying, decided we're going to take a break or we're going to separate or whatever the conversation was. He went on to try to get the woman that he was in love with, which was Ashanti. He ain't stopped cheesing since. It really should have happened sooner, because from what I was catching up on, it was like he wanted kids, she didn't want any children and things. So it just seems like there was never any lineup for values. There was never any alignment about what they wanted. Those conversations may or may not have taken place in any real way. And then you just kind of keep going, you just kind of keep floating on, but there's no future there. Just because you spent that time doesn't mean that there was ever a future for that relationship. Every time you saw pictures of them, he was never cheesing and smiling. When he was with her, she would be smiling. Now, every time you see that man, you see the back of his teeth, right? And so he went and got the woman that he wanted in the first place, because him and Ashanti dated before. And so he must have never got over her. She must have been, and it's evident, she must have been the one that in his mind that got away. For all of the chicks that he could smash and have access to, he was in love with Ashanti. You see what I'm saying? And it was like that.
Yeah, that after all of that, what he was doing, that came with maturity. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna get back with Ashanti, and that's exactly what he did. You know, he was like, it's all in my head. I think I'm about to over and over again. And he was on that type of time, and he got with her. You know what I'm saying? And he's happy. He's happy. He got the girl that got away, and because he felt like, oh man, I made a mistake of letting her go the first time. I ain't gonna let it happen again.
This is why I be talking to the women. You have to know when you're the placeholder, when he's just settling, when he's just kind of around you because you're making yourself available, or you're doing things to try to, make it be more than what it is. You trying to make it be a relationship, but it's really not. He's given a half-hearted effort. He's not really truly invested like that. He's not really emotionally invested. He's not really moving forward, in the way that you think a relationship should be moving forward. He don't want that. He may want all the stuff that you want. Do you understand what I'm saying? He might want the house and the marriage and the kids, but not with you. And it's actually okay. You the one, as the woman, that have to know when to walk off. You got to know when to walk away from that. And women stay in these situations being the placeholder. They know in their heart that they the placeholder. They don't want to face it. You don't want to face it because, well, I've been in this situationship with this man for X amount of years, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years sometimes. He hasn't married you. He hasn't made any steps to go forward in the relationship. It's stagnant. You're a placeholder. I don't care what come out of his mouth. Every time you try to come with a relationship conversation about what are we doing and what are we going to do, and he's either vague or he's evasive or he's annoyed, he doesn't initiate those conversations and things of that nature. You don't really get a clear picture. You don't really get a clear answer. You're a placeholder, beloved. You're the one that's hanging around. You're hanging around. He just ain't gonna stop you from doing it. Now you can feel a certain kind of way. Well, if he know he don't want no future with you, why you keeping you around? For the same reason that men keep coming to get sex from women they don't like, because it's accessible. And you can feel some type of way about it, I guess, or whatever. But at the same time, this is why I be talking to women the way that I do. You have to know the signs. When the men are not moving forward with you, he don't want to move forward with you. There's no external thing that's stopping him from doing that. It's really not. Men do what they want to do for who they want to do it for. That's the God's honest truth. All of the stuff that you want this particular man to do, he might want to do that stuff, but he's not going to do it for you. I don't care if you stay there for 20 years. He's not going to move. He's not going to move. The only time that the man married a placeholder is if there's absolutely nothing. The woman he really wants, he can't get her. She not available. He can't get her. There was nothing better. Then he might, 10, 15 years on in, he might propose. That's because there was nothing else. And you just kept hanging around being available. So boom. And he not gonna like you no better. He don't like you better after the ring than he did before. It's a harsh reality. He might even resent you a little bit because he don't like you, or he don't like you like that. You know, it's marginal. He might have love for you, but he don't love you. That kind of thing. The men know what I'm talking about. Tell me if I'm lying. She knew she was.
You're not lying. You're not. It's the truth. And I'm kind of glad that you bringing up this topic, because a lot of these, podcasts, based on relationships and all that, they don't want to talk about this topic. There's a lot of couples right now are in it with placeholders, or they are placeholding themselves. Guys settling for chicks that they don't really want to be with, but they're like, okay, I'll be with this chick because the chick I really wanted, I really desire, got away, and vice versa with women. But I feel like more men, I don't care what nobody say, I feel like more men settle for chicks they don't want than women that settle for guys that they do not want, for real. I really think, that's just my opinion, men settle more. That's just my opinion. But yeah, let's ride out.
Was a placeholder. She was trying to confirm it, and he confirmed it for her. He proved to her exactly what he was thinking. He was maybe trying to show her all of this time that she didn't want to see. And as soon as he was able to move ahead with in the direction that he wanted to move ahead with who he wanted to move it to, then that's what he did. She feel away now, but it ain't no use in feeling no type of way. It ain't no use in feeling like he wasted your time, or he manipulated you, or led you on, or any of these things. Ladies, you gotta know the signs. Men that's not moving forward with you, he don't want to move forward with you. Rare is the instance that it take a few years, but he really trying to move this relationship forward. That's rare. It is the majority of the time, the vast majority of the time, he is not intending on doing any of that stuff with you. He hear what you saying. He understand exactly what you saying. He call himself sparing your feelings by just not telling you to your face to get away from him. And he don't want to have nothing to do with you. You clinging on to nothing really. He's giving the bare minimum presence, why won't you go away? You got to be able to read the room. He don't like you. Y'all may have some good times here and there. It's not all misery or anything, but it's just not moving forward. There's stagnation there. A lot of it. Consistently. He's consistently not moving forward. That's where his consistency is at. Men who have intent with you push forward with the relationship. He married Ashanti quick. It was quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay. I'm willing to bet there were a lot of things in the relationship that Miss Chantel was unwilling to do. Having a baby was one. It was probably a few others that didn't endear herself to him either. She probably wasn't doing him wrong. It was just, but you were a placeholder. When you're a placeholder, you don't necessarily be doing them wrong. You don't be doing them wrong. He don't think you doing them wrong. You just a non-factor. You just a non.
When you're a placeholder, you can do everything right. They're not gonna move forward, man. You can do everything right, still not moving the relationship to where you want it to be. Period. Let's ride out.
Non-factor. And I know it hurts your ego. It hurts your feelings. It hurts your, your pride and stuff like that. You don't want to be thought of as second, third, fourth place. But that's what placeholders are. Placeholders just keep the seat warm for the person that he really wants to sit there. That is how you get men that'll be in a certain kind of relationship for years. And then if that relationship break off, he in 6 months he be married off and living his life. And you be stuck trying to figure out, well, what did I do wrong? You may not have necessarily been doing things wrong. You just wasn't the woman that he just wasn't going to do it for you. He was never going to do it for you. He just wasn't going to do it for you. He was never going to marry her. They could, if Ashanti had never said, agreed to retrying and rekindling their relationship, if Ashanti never had, he may or may not have come back to Chantel. He might have just been like, I'm going to be single. But let's hypothetically say he come back to Chantel. He was still going to marry her. The relationship was just going to be just as stagnant as it was before. Stop trying to force these men into serious relationships and commitments that they are not making. The men have to say they want to make the commitment. You can't make him say it. You can't, just through time and badgering or whatever it is that y'all want to do, make him finally say, yeah. Why would you even want to be with a man that's got to roll his eyes and say, yeah, okay, come on, girl? Like, why would you even want to be in a relationship with somebody that don't really want you? He don't really want you. I mean, you cool, but that's about it. I mean, he ain't got to hate you, but he just don't want you like that. You're not his wife. And you know it. That's the kicker box. You know it. She knew it. That's why she let him go. There was a part of her that was hoping, he would quote unquote come to his senses and see, but she knew he was gone once she let him go. That's why she ain't really saying nothing too much. She knew what it was.
Scary situation when it regards to relationships. You got, like I said, you got some people that with someone now, they don't really love them like that, or married to someone they ain't really want for real. It's a lot to think about, and I know a lot of people are afraid to have these type of conversations because this can turn out to be big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just with that person just for the benefits. You don't really love that person like that. Let's have a discussion about this. Let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I do a variety of videos here, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.